Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to another episode of OutKast Radio Podcast. My name is Chris, and here is Dave. Hey, Dave, how's it going tonight? I'm glad
Hey,
that you're
how's it
on.
going? It's
Oh,
going.
it's
I almost
going,
had a hard
man.
time getting in. I almost wasn't
Yeah,
able to log in for some reason. I was on a couple different devices, but we swapped
yeah.
internet services this week,
Uh,
so it's been a
oh, yeah. Our,
little.
our internet's like really bad here. Like, I don't know, Comcast, something's going on with Comcast because we continue to drop all the time, like
Yeah,
our signal and all that. But right now they're like installing um, fiber optics like under the ground right now, like in front of our house. So hopefully that will take care of the problem, in the near future and so forth. But tonight we are going to talk about stories, paranormal stories. And if you have a paranormal story, please let us know. Our wonderful producer, Gwen, is working behind the scenes tonight. And so, any of our audience members, if you would like to come on live and tell your story, that is great. But we do have one person up. This is Erin, and Erin will be coming up pretty soon, and she's going to be talking about her own paranormal experience. Hey, Erin, how's it going? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey, Chris. I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Doing all right,
good,
doing all
good.
right. So tell me a little bit about, or I already know a little bit about you and so forth like that, but
You do.
the audience
You
doesn't.
should. You
Yes,
should
I
know
should, I
about.
should, I should, but I want you to tell our audience about yourself, what you do, and and then we'll step into your paranormal experience.
Okay, well, I am a Norse pagan witch here in Texas. I run a tribe on Facebook called Valhalla Calling Family, as well as I run my own business as a witch. I've been doing this for 22 years. I started when I was 5 years old. Um, I'm still learning, obviously, because you can't stop learning. You can't. There's no
Right.
amount of knowledge out there that's not what you cannot learn, is what I'm trying to say. There's so much knowledge still out there.
Right. And
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of knowledge out there.
like, were
So
you raised kind of like in this tradition? And sorry, guys, that we're having technical
Um,
difficulties
what do you mean
tonight
tradition
with our
wise?
stream. Just
Chris,
like
you know
like
your
for
camera's off.
instance, like
How I
yeah, I
started?
know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you knew your camera was
Um,
off or not.
yeah, I know my camera's off. I just
Okay.
don't.
I
I
know
don't
we
feel
were
like
having some.
I don't feel like showing my beautiful face today. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Aaron.
No, we were looking
So
forward to
so
seeing you, making fun of you a little
Um,
bit,
so you
teasing you.
said you started when you were 5.
yeah.
So how was this introduced to you in like what way, shape, or form?
Um, Actually, it was introduced to me at first when Athena and Heimdall came to me in a dream. And it was right when my abilities as a clairvoyant started to kick in the most. And they guided me onto the path that I am now. And honestly, it's better than I could have ever imagined. Um, my mom is pagan. My dad was Methodist. They
Oh,
gave
that's
me
a
the
good
option to
mixture.
choose either path. Yeah, they gave me the option to choose either path. And
Right.
I was most comfortable in the pagan path, especially with the abilities that I have. It was more of a comfort thing, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah, that does
No,
make
no, no.
sense.
Yeah, I can understand. I mean, like, like my grandmother was raised Mormon, and my grandfather was raised like Irish Catholic. Okay, so these two got married,
Here,
had
one second.
children,
I am going to
and
turn off my camera. I don't want y'all to get in trouble for something.
oh, okay, all right. Are you hiding?
Okay.
Uh, okay, no
I don't
worries.
want to smoke. I don't want to
No, no,
smoke on camera.
no.
No,
Okay,
no, I
that's
thank you
cool.
for
But
not
we get
smoking
it.
on camera in case kids are watching, out there somewhere. We
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta,
they
we,
should.
but
uh,
you
They
get
shouldn't be
flagged.
watching my show, but if they are,
Well, with TikTok
just
and
keeping.
stuff, you get flagged. So
Yeah, no,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Nah, but yeah, I get it, because there's like one part I wasn't raised completely Mormon, but my grandmother when I was younger introduced me like to the Book of Mormon, and I kind of
Yeah.
went along with her before I really knew what the Bible was.
I went to a
So
Baptist school.
so
I went
so
to
that's not
Baptist
so
school, so I get it.
yeah. Yeah. I can
Against my
understand
own
like the
will.
comfort part.
It was against my own will, but I walked around that Baptist school like a proud pagan. I wore my pentacle. I proudly had anything Harry Potter just to piss him off.
That's awesome. But
Yeah,
that's
that
kind of neat
sounds like
though.
you. Yeah, that would
It
be
So
does
the
I've been
sound like
rebel,
watching
the rebel.
all the Viking series on Netflix. So learning a little bit
oh,
about.
it's amazing. A lot
Oh,
of
it's
it
so
is
fun.
not actually theology, but a lot of it is. There,
Yeah,
you
I mean
have
you
to
get to learn about
figure out
Freya,
what's real.
Freydes,
You got to figure
Odin.
out what was real and what was not.
Yeah.
If
And
you
you
know
know
the
the
But it's a good.
funny
sagas, if you know the sagas and mythology like I do, you'll be able to figure out like right there what is real and what's not.
Oh, of course, yeah. I just mean, learning the pagan. I mean, a lot of people don't realize it. Pagans were before the Christians, and the
Exactly.
Christians tried to
right.
conform the pagans to paganism, out of paganism to Christianity. And
See, my group, I can already tell they'd love y'all already.
well, thank you
We
for that.
have people all the way from Denmark and Sweden.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we're
No, I
working
love
on
that
our
you have a.
and it's
Sorry, I
and
know.
look,
I was
look,
just
I
trying to
didn't
say, I love that you have a big following.
now
We
going
are
back to
working on our papers right now to get our group recognized as a religious organization here in the States.
Oh, nice.
oh, right on. Right
Yeah.
on. Now, Aaron, let's go back to you when, I remember you were telling me, about like, all this Norse, mythology and everything. And
Mhm.
look, I didn't even understand what you were talking about, right? Like when
Yeah.
when you first introduced it to me. And then I happened to, as I told you before, happened to do some genealogy research on a great grandmother I never knew about.
Yeah, you
I
had
just
had
didn't
that talk.
remember. Yeah, and then I traced the roots all the way to it, like even past like you know um
Didn't you say
Ragnar
Harold Finehair?
Lothbrok, huh?
Didn't you say Harold Finehair?
No, it was Ragnoth Lingebrook.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
where
from the
my
TV
lineage goes
series.
to.
Wait,
Are you,
Yeah,
Ragnar
well, I mean,
Lothbrok?
say what?
Do you mean Ragnar Lothbrok?
Yes, yeah. What did I say? I thought I said that. Anyway,
so
Hold on,
yeah.
I need a minute. I need a minute. Chris, you realize that means you and I are blood related?
Well, I know that my great great grandmother was the direct descendant from King Canute,
Yeah, you had told
of
me that.
Wessex. Yeah.
Yeah, King
So
Canute and Ragnar were,
and
if I remember correctly, Canute was Ragnar's
his
cousin.
great no, he was his great grandson.
Yeah, great grandson. Thank you.
Yeah.
of King Canute, that's kind of neat. I mean, it's like I
Yeah,
was telling Chris a while back. I really enjoyed that series, Valhalla, and the Last Kingdom. There
yeah.
was a few that I really
Yeah.
liked, and I was out in. I know this is silly to say it because it's Duluth, Minnesota, and I was out there for 2 weeks with an event, and I explored, and they had different statues of uh, Leif Erikson, I think was the
Yeah.
statue, and then I found out that Bob Dylan lived there too. Very, very cool.
Oh, yeah. There are so many statues in Sweden, Iceland, Norway, full of ones of Bjorn Ironside, Eric the Red, Leif Erikson. I think there's one of Ragnar. Even there's
That's amazing.
even go and visit Bjorn Ironside's tombstone.
See, I would love to do that.
I've had friends that have seen it in person and have pictures, and I'm jealous.
See, I don't know if I have Viking blood. I'm Irish, Irish, German, Hungarian, and Italian. Thanks to my
I'm
mom.
a little bit too much.
Yeah, so a little bit too much. What they say is a mutt. But as
I'm
far as
75%
heritages,
European.
oh, okay, very good. So I'm 50% Irish. So it makes it even easier, and they trace our lineage back to like the Scots, the Fighting Irish, stuff like that. But it's
Yeah.
really neat.
At
So
least a good 20% of mine is mostly Norwegian, Irish, and Scottish.
nice. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm red hair, so obviously I have some type of Irish in me.
Well, yeah.
I have a red beard, so yeah.
You obviously have Irish in you, Chris.
Yeah, I'm more French than anything.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, it's good to know. Like your side. All the your
Yeah,
heritage
it's good to know where
and
you came from.
everything.
With you being French, it's
No,
possible that you
absolutely.
came from Rollo's side of the lineage.
I mean, hey, there could be that possibility. I mean,
Very
because
much so.
on so like on the genealogy on that side, I traced our family all the way back. Uh, you know, past the like Christ Crusaders. So there could be, that possibility.
Yeah.
But I noticed too that some of the research that I've done, especially the genealogy of some spirits where I used to live, where it's haunted over there off of Bay Oaks Harbor and everything. And there was like, one negative energy that followed me and tries to make my life a living hell at
Oh,
times.
wow.
And come to find out, I traced his lineage, like his family lineage, all the way to my family lineage in France. So there's a good reason, I mean, they probably known each other, because they were
Yeah.
like, socialized. They were the elite. So, there's a big possibility that our families at one time knew each other. And that's kind of scary in a way, like you move some to a place and then you find out,
Yeah.
this this bro ghost or whatever, probably been hating on you and your family since the 1600s and shit.
Been there, done that too many times. Still going through that crap sometimes. It's not fun.
And so when was your first paranormal experience?
Oh gosh. I was 2. I was 2
You were
years old the
2.
first time I saw a ghost. I still
So
remember the interaction to this day.
well, tell us about that story.
My I was spending time with my grandmother, and my mom was taking a shower. She lost her wedding band, and it was my great grandmother's. She asked me to come help her find it. I found it in a matter of a couple of seconds, right where she had originally put it. I brought it to her, and she asked me where I had found it. And I pointed at a picture of my great grandmother, and I said, grandmother told me where it was.
That's amazing.
That
That's
was one
pretty
of the
good.
first times. Let's
And
just
so
say it
like
all
after
went
that,
downhill from then. It all went downhill from then. I haven't been left alone since then.
and so we live in the same town, of course, and our hometown basically has a lot of history to it and all
Yeah,
that.
it
I mean, this is
does.
really not my hometown, but I've been living here for 17 years, so
Now, where's
um
that? That's Baytown?
and
Yes.
yes, yes, Baytown, the Dirty Bay,
The Dirty
Yeah.
Bay. Oh,
and
man.
that
Born
is
and
no
raised
joke.
Baytown. I was born and
Yeah,
raised
yeah.
Baytown.
I was not. I was born and raised in Galveston.
Well, your
I'm a,
nephew was
I'm a,
born and raised here in Baytown, so
yeah, yeah. I mean, I had family or step family who lived here in Baytown, but I mean, we have a lot of paranormal activity that happens around here because of so many elements. So you
yeah.
have like, we're on the east side of Houston. we sink, because we are on the lowest side. We're below the table, the water table, and so forth. And then, we're a gas and oil town, so there's constantly pumping gas and oil and everything like that. And
Yeah.
the earth is constantly moving. So and we're surrounded by water, so that's a
Yeah.
great conductor.
As a
And
Wiccan, I've noticed a lot of
since
change.
you were born here in Baytown and so forth, what other say what?
As a Wiccan, I've noticed a lot of
Would you
change.
say?
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of change too, and it's not just you. I feel it too. So even here in I'm in a different region of the world you guys are in. I'm closer to Niagara Falls, New York, but I'm in the country. So like for me, I'm in farmland, and with me being a city boy coming into the farm area for 2 years now, I notice things that are different now than ever before. The changing of seasons came quicker. The phases of the moon seem that they're getting here a little faster than they normally would be. Planets are aligning a lot closer than they were
Yeah, they
before.
are.
And I have an advantage too over most people. My ex is a professional astrologer. She's written many books. She went to school for astrology. She went to college for astrology. So, and I've always been intrigued by it. And I kind of want to say, like, I got her involved into
Nice.
astrology, and then she just kept going with it and going with it. But I was more like, how does astrology affect your day to day? And I wanted to do a little bit of reading earlier. I just didn't have time, but I
It
wanted to
affects
see
me
where
quite a bit.
Chiron was. If anybody knows where Chiron is right now, but now is a good time to look and see and say, hey, let's wake up. Let's see what's going on in the world. Let's see what's going on in the universe here, and what's going to be coming up in these next 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
You look, man, that fascinates me. I have never really delved into, like astrology, numerology, or anything like that. But I've noticed that, from because my ex used to, she was great at it. She was great with numbers. And I noticed that she was just right on, like most of the time,
What do you mean,
and
like
I
numerology?
noticed, like, just yeah, just numerology and astrology and so forth. But I noticed too, as well, just just life in general, is that there's some type of synchronicity. Like for instance, like my mom died February 9th. Okay. Um, my grandfather died a few days before my mom did. Of course, in different years. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
his funeral was January 9th. That's when my mom died, was January 9th. They were born on the same day, February 23rd. So it's like
There's
I
a
get
reason
those a
for
lot,
numbers.
especially with life and death.
I do too, Chris. There's a
So I
reason
can
for
see
the
where things
numbers.
would make sense.
All three of my kids, I went into labor with Nick at 3:33 a.m. Kelly was born at 3:33 a.m. and Killian was no, Kelly was 3:33 a.m. and Killian was born at 4:44 a.m.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody's
But
got different
It,
birth patterns, and it's kind of neat. But
yeah,
yeah. So it's
my
like,
my son and I were both born on the 14th, just different months.
so my daughter was born on the 30th of September. My ex-wife was their mom was born on May 1st. This the new solstice. So she was the ending, she's the beginning. And then my son, right in the middle, the pain in the ass, June 2nd. And it's so astrology or astrologically, they say that that means something in a life cycle.
See,
It
And
my
does.
the one thing
my
that they
son's birthday
share
is
that
June 2nd.
oh nice. The one thing
Yeah.
that they share, which is really, really deep, Dawn's mom, my daughter, so it goes my daughter, her mom, her grandmother, her great grandmother. They all have blue eyes and they have a fire ring around their pupil. So,
Chris, what was it you wanted to say earlier about me being in Baytown?
Oh, so what I was asking about you being in Baytown, like, what other experiences have you experienced, of the paranormal? There's a lot of people who have, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Um,
there's people who don't want to talk about it. There's people who do want to talk about it.
Let's
So, what
see.
has been
I'm
other
perfectly
paranormal
welcome.
experiences that you've had around Baytown?
Oh, I'm perfectly welcome to talk about them. You know that. Let's see. I have
Yeah.
dealt with. Let's just say, come to Baytown. Never go to Ferry Road Cemetery. Never, especially between witching hour. Horrible time.
Okay. And
I've
guys,
done
and
it.
if you don't know, I actually live less than a minute away from the Ferry Road Cemetery.
I live about 5 minutes from Ferry Road Cemetery, and it's a pain in the butt. You never want to go, especially after midnight between the witching hour, because the woods behind the cemetery are well known for Satanists. I've
What do you
seen
consider the?
I've seen the candles. I've heard the chanting. I've seen it all.
So, what do you consider the
Yeah,
witching hour? Everybody has a different view of that.
Witching hour is between 1 and 3 a.m.
1 and 3 a.m.
12 and 3 a.m.
So I've heard things like 6 p.m. I've heard things like 6 a.m. I've heard 2 a.m. It's got to be 2 a.m., guys. It's 2 a.m. or else. So, I mean, I've had the pleasure of meeting many crews.
The only time it only goes from midnight to 6 a.m. is when there's like a blood moon or something that's not going to rise like full show, full peak till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. That's normally when witching hour is between 12 and 6. Majority of the time it's between 12 and 3. And I have a habit for waking up right in between witching hours.
You know, hey, and I'm glad that and Aaron, I'm glad that you actually mentioned that because I tell the boys, my son and my nephews, like, hey, don't go down to Ferry Road at night, and they end up, because they go out there and they go fishing, because Dave, right by the cemetery is Cedar Bayou, and so it's like a little bayou that goes through, and then like to get on the other side of the cemetery where the woods are, there's like a little bridge you walk over, and everything. And sorry about that. That's my dog.
Okay.
But yeah, it's they saw something over there and it scared them. This happened like maybe 6 months ago, and they said it looked, I guess, like where it curves right there by the water area.
Yeah.
They were kind of walking over there, I guess, like I can't think of what it's called, but it's like a little field and so forth. But they were walking through there and they saw something that resembled some type of skinwalker. And then I met a person who used to live over there on top of the hill, and she said that there used to be a man who was a part of the KKK who owned that property up there, and she would see him from time to time, like an apparition of him on a horse, like going back and forth. And like, look, right across the property over at the Ferry Road Cemetery, there is a marker of a tombstone of a KKK person.
Yeah, I've seen it myself.
I think his last name is like Fagan or something like that.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So, there's like strange shit, and like even Katrina and I actually walked upon, when we went to Ferry Road Cemetery, we actually walked upon like a satanic ritual thing that happened, like underneath one of the cover patios, where they had for the summer camp at church and all that. And then like there was like a ring, and there was like candles, and it looked like they sacrificed some type of animal or something, like a rooster or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, strange shit happens there.
I will say this: was there a pentagram or anything around?
Yeah, there was like a pentagram on.
Okay, that's Satanism. That's Satanism. If there was not a pentagram around and it was a sacrificial animal sacrifice, then that could have also been somebody who's strictly pagan.
Well, check this out.
Star is what gets you.
Well, check this out. Then our daughter Tori, about a couple of days later, I run to her friend that she used to be really good friends with, and then she says, "Oh yeah, we were there, doing a ritual. So she was a part of that. But then, like Vicky told me, like when she was younger, okay, so Dave, the Methodist church, there's like three churches, like
Yeah.
kind of like on the property. So
Oh
you
wow.
have like the old church, like from the 1800s, and then you have like the newer church that they built, but now part of it most of it's condemned because it flooded. So now they
Yeah.
have another church right across the street. So the older church, it was abandoned for a long time, and when Vicky was in high school, she heard about, and this was like during the 80s, the satanic panic. You um she said that, that church was known for Satanists to go in there and do rituals,
Yeah.
in that abandoned church.
Um.
So and I have physically been attacked in broad daylight, like stepping ground on that land and
That
so
is not
forth.
fun.
Because
That is so not fun.
yeah, yeah, that this
That,
place is
even though
that
my
that
grandparents are buried there, I won't go up there because of how bad the energy actually is.
and actually one of my friends husbands and all that, he was a friend of mine, and he would go there for like solitude, because that was like his comfort zone was, at this cemetery, and it was just like wickedly odd. You know what I'm saying? Just everything that I know about this cemetery from what people have told me and what I personally experienced, like no one should go there at night. Even the cops even tell them, like, don't go there. There's
Oh
things
yeah,
that
no.
happen on that property, like, I mean, even cops will say that, like, don't go there at night.
Yeah. The cops hate going to that cemetery at night. Fully.
I mean, like
Hmm.
we did go like one Halloween night. We went and took the kids because they rather go, to a
I'll
cemetery
go
than
on
go trick or
Halloween
treating.
night. I'll go on
Huh?
Halloween, but I'm also the girl. I'm also the type of girl that loves the spooky places and will fuck with shit.
Well, I mean,
I
now
am that
now
Yeah.
type
you
of person.
now you can't go, like because they've gotten the people, the owners live on the property,
I can't go
so
to Ferry Road, but I am willing to drive an hour to Galveston and mess with all the ghouls and crap at the
I've
cemetery.
heard of that. I've heard
Old
of Galveston
cemetery.
and the little ghouls and all the
I
statues and
I have graveyard dirt from that cemetery.
oh okay.
which
So
one
there's
are
a
you
And
talking
few
about, the one on
graveyards.
Broadway?
There's a
yeah, the
few
one on
graveyards out.
Broadway,
Oh, okay.
So
the one
oh
that
so
has the
so
broken
question.
mausoleum.
Yeah, so why would you do okay, so look. Okay, so that
Because
cemetery is about three or
cursed
four
grave
cemeteries all in one.
cursed graveyard dirt from a cursed cemetery is one of the best things you can have for black magic or anything. So that's why I did it.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because that place is pretty wicked. My family is buried there actually.
You want to know
And
what's worse, Chris?
there's serial
Salem's
killers
Lot.
there.
Salem's Lot Cemetery.
You said Salem's Lot. That's funny you said Salem's because I was trying to mention a little bit ago that last year before Halloween I walked around a cemetery in Salem, Massachusetts.
There is
It
a
was really fun.
cemetery in Texas called Salem's Lot, and
Nice.
it's known. The rumor is that it holds one of the oldest souls, and it is rumored to have held a vampire in
Oh, okay.
one of the mausoleums.
I would actually like to
Where's this place
investigate that. That would be so,
located in
Chris. That would
Texas?
be real quick on that subject right
It's
there. My
about
first thought
5
on that.
hours away from here.
So 5 hours from there. So that
Yeah.
would be a really cool place to go and actually do a haunt, like the Mr. Mustachio's Gourmet Snacks Haunted America
Yeah.
series, Chris. Like that would be a destination I'd be interested in doing.
Oh, yeah,
Only for the
there's
fact,
cool places here. Like
I
You're
just
fine.
mean only for the fact that even though there's cool places, but that's very unique to be able to claim or say that they have
Yeah.
an actual vampire buried there.
Yeah. let's just say my dad messed with it when he was a teenager, and he shouldn't have. It followed him for like 30 years.
Well, we'll make sure to bring our blessing kits, smudge kits, and pagan salts.
I would.
As long as you have your pagan salts, I'm okay. You know, I'm part. Well, I can't really say that I'm part Native American.
Right outside of Campwood, Texas. When my dad went to take a friend back to Campwood, he found the old cemetery again and grabbed me a whole bunch of graveyard dirt. And I still have it to this day.
So here it's salts. So where I live in Buffalo, New York area, the region we're in, you know, we have a lot of different salt mines here, and you know, and the Native American culture was what I was going to say. I'm not Native American myself, but my great uncle is. So my great uncle Jim Laughing, he was born in Akwesasne, 1938, and you know, before World War, Before World War II. So he was working in salt mines as a teenager, as a, you know, so on and so forth. But a while back, he had this box, and I said, "Hey, you know, Uncle Jimmy, what's that box you have there?" He goes, "Oh, that's our vampire removal kit." I'm like, "You're what?" He goes, "It's our vampire removal kit." He said that back in the 40s and 50s, there was a vampire scare in New York, in the Albany area, and it was an actual thing. And
it's worse in New Orleans.
Yeah.
New Orleans is worse when it comes to paranormal activity, vampires, witches, all of it.
So we want to work on this program. Chris and I invited her to help me with it, but that's the Haunted America series, where I want to go out and travel and meet different ghost hunters, paranormal teams, you know, let them tell us what they have going on. And then, you know, at 11 o'clock, all of a sudden their show ends, and then mine and Chris's show will begin, or whoever is with me, it'll begin by either a carriage-drawn ride or a horse and buggy or a bus. Yeah. Someone's going to pick us up at 11, take us to a campfire near a cemetery, and then we do an actual cemetery walk, like a walkabout. And I want to hear ghost stories from somebody that neither party knows, you know, and do our research in the libraries and, you know, with our town, our history, and, you know, really do a scare and really do a haunt.
Yeah, no, that actually sounds really fun.
Yeah.
I do remember one of the other paranormal parts in my life. I was 10 years old. I wasn't ghosts and anything never really bothered me. But this was the first time that I actually had seen something severe. I had dealt with demonic entities. I dealt with Wendigos, shapeshifters, all that type of stuff by the time I was 10. I was already doing all that. But this was the first time that I had seen a man in my backyard drenched in blood.
Oh, wow.
And there were two little kids standing next to him. And they were frightened. I still remember their names to this day. It was Daniel and Kira. The further I dived into it with him, with the man, I had found out that he was actually a pedophile. Oh, and shit. Those two children were ones who he had managed to harm before he died. Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And that was all in my backyard.
Sounds like for your backyard, you might need to make a little shrine for them, for the little ones.
And, it was at my mom's house. We did do it back then. I don't know if it's still standing, but we did make a shrine, as well as we allowed them to enter the house because they were children. They were sweet, kind, and innocent. They didn't deserve to be stuck outside with the person who had harmed them.
Yeah.
So they're still inside roaming my mom's house to this day.
Well, hopefully we can bless their souls and they can have a happier life there on after.
Absolutely. Chris, I might need you, yes. By the way.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 8 a.m. every morning. As soon as I get home, kids are on the bus, I'll sit down right here on the couch, and there's a knock on my door every freaking morning. 8 a.m. on the dot. And every night, when I'm going to bed, no matter how late it is, even if I'm already asleep, I will get up and make sure that everybody is in bed after I hear footsteps walking in my house. But everybody will be in bed and sound asleep.
Oh, man.
Sounds like you have some residual energy going on.
There is a lot of residual energy, but then again, I do live in the oldest part of Baytown. So,
well, I mean, it's not necessarily like the oldest part of Baytown, but those are pretty old apartments.
I live 5 minutes from the hospital that was known for a lot of paranormal activity.
A lot of criminal activity, you say?
Paranormal.
Oh, paranormal. It's hard to hear you on my end.
Lots of it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So which hospital you're talking about? Because there's
the one that they tore down.
There were 2 hospitals, so
it was the one that they tore down.
Oh, okay. So that one. Okay, so that one's not. Okay, that one's not the old hospital. The old hospital is near Texas Avenue.
Yeah.
So it's called the Duke Hospital. So it's like right on the corner. It just looks like a small building.
The one where Grandpa Clausen was before he passed. That's the hospital that I live close to.
Okay, I mean, you don't live too far away from it.
No.
And so forth. Yeah, and I would like to actually go to those grounds, because even though the structure is not there, especially with the Haviland Nicola, you can still pick up residual energy, from the ground. So I would like to go there, one night and see what I can pick up, not get mugged, but see what type of residual energy that can be picked up, because especially like late at night, because there won't be that many cars going by, so won't be like less contamination and so forth. But also too, I would like to go to the Massey property as well.
Oh yeah,
off of Massey Tom.
Off of Massey T.
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about. My mom lives right down there.
Yeah, the Massey Thompson farmhouse.
Yep.
It's no longer there. They knocked it down about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With me, I saw probably way too many spirits growing up. I don't remember all of it. But I do remember probably the first time I saw one of the gods. And that was very interesting.
How did that work?
Really?
Can you tell us more?
Oh yeah. Well, see, pagans, we believe not only pagans, a lot of us, we believe that the gods once, especially the Norse gods, that they once lived here on Earth, or as we call it, Midgard. And they died, just like us. They were human. But when they ascended, they became gods. That's what we believe.
Right.
Or we believe the fact that they are able to travel between Asgard or the other realms to here to Midgard. See, there are 9 realms when it comes to Norse mythology. But the first god, one of the first gods that I saw was Heimdall. The next one was Loki. That was fun. Loki is an interesting one. I can definitely tell you that. If you know anything about Loki from mythology, let's just say it's 100% right.
The god of mischief.
The god of mischief. It is 100% right. And if you don't know really much about him, the stories about him are even worse.
Oh, I can believe it.
Did you know that Loki shape-shifted into a horse and had a child with a horse, and that child had 9 legs?
No.
Yeah.
Having some technical difficulties. All right, you're back.
Um, and
All right,
then
continue. I'm sorry.
we had, and then there's also the other 3 children of Loki. One's a wolf, one's a serpent, and one's the goddess of hell. But then again, her name is also Hel.
Oh, her name was Hel.
Her name is Hel, but she's the goddess who runs Hell in Norse mythology. Hell in Norse mythology is called Niflheim.
Oh, that's very
Or
interesting.
Helheim.
Interesting.
But I do remember one of my daughters first, and this was last year actually. She had come to me last year saying that she saw a man in a black coat, in a black cloak, with a brimmed hat, carrying a wooden staff, and he had 2 ravens on his shoulders. I'm like, well, I can tell you who that is right now, Kelly. It was Odin. Because that's how he appears to his pagans.
I've heard that before. I actually feel like I've seen Odin before. Someone told me that if I believed that I saw it, then I did see it. And was there a message involved? And there was.
Yeah, you might have seen Odin. I mean, I know somebody, my mother-in-law. She's had people reach out to her. I've had people reach out to me. One thing I do know as a witch, even if you don't want to work with this specific god or goddess or even demonic entity, because even demonic entities are going to work with you, especially if you do the black stuff. But even if you don't want to work with them, you don't got a choice. They are not going to leave until you do. And sometimes they don't even leave. You're still stuck with them.
Oh, man. We were talking about that the other day. Chris and I were talking about that.
See, I've been working with Heimdall and Athena for 22 years. They haven't left my side. But there are gods and goddesses I've worked with maybe 3 years ago that needed me for something specific. I did what they needed, and then they left.
Yeah, right on.
Right.
This is how it is.
Yeah, right on. And so, going back to that, do you feel that, there's just only certain people that are able to connect, with the god and goddesses?
Oh, no, I don't. I believe nobody is capable of it. It does help in some situations if you are like me and Chris, where you have paranormal abilities to be able to speak with a god or a goddess. It does help, but anybody can do it. When people have come to me from a different religion and they didn't feel heard or comfortable anymore, I told them that, okay, you want to try something new? Reach out to Odin. Reach out to Freya. Reach out to Frigg or Loki or Tyr or Thor. Reach out to anybody, any god or goddess that is pagan. I'm telling you right now, you will be heard. You will be heard. I had never felt more heard than from when I was pagan, than from when I am pagan. But no, honestly, my beliefs, anybody could reach out to one of the gods and goddesses. You just have to know how to do it. What about you, Mom? David's mom just texted me.
Oh.
I think she's watching watching.
Yeah. Yeah, she messaged me not too long ago.
She was like, hey, what about me? Like, what about
Oh, you could have came on, Cindy. We'd have loved to have you on. Yeah, so,
do you want me to send her the link or anything? Because she has the live link
well,
from my Facebook.
We're we only have like about 12 minutes, 13 minutes, 12 minutes before we go off the air. So um, we can probably catch her next time and so
Can I
forth. That
steal?
wouldn't be a
Can I
problem.
steal a couple minutes? Can I steal 2 minutes?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So I just wanted to say a big shout out to Mr. Mustachio's Gourmet Snacks. I'm enjoying the lemon
Yes.
heads. So these are the
Oh.
freeze dried lemon heads. I should have sent you some, Aaron. Next time you're on with us, I'm gonna have to mail you a package and you have to open it on air with us. Maybe
Oh
it'll
yeah,
be
absolutely.
freeze dried kaleidoscopes. How old are your kids?
8, 6, and almost 2.
Oh, awesome. That's good ages too. Other than the 2-year-old, this probably wouldn't be good for the 2-year-old. But these were the freeze dried candy line that we have, that Chris and I have. And we even do the kaleidoscopes. I can't say the word Skittles because they're not. They're
You
kaleidoscopes.
just did.
No, they're kaleidoscopes. You heard me say it.
Hey, Chris. So
Yeah.
I shared out the link to
Yes.
Valhalla Calling, and they've been talking about the live while we've been on. A lot of people from Valhalla Calling have been watching. And because they couldn't really say much,
Oh, nice.
Well,
one of
thanks
my
for watching.
friends actually shared out one of her experiences as well. She has had a total
Nice,
of 4
nice.
different experiences in her life.
Wow. And also with these experiences too, okay, so you have deities, right? And then you have god and goddesses and everything like that. And of course, as the Christian belief, it's like, okay, well, these are demons and so forth like that. How do y'all like perceive, the god and goddesses? I mean, I know y'all probably don't see them as demons, but um, are demons such a bad thing? Because
No,
obviously, like when you
to me, they're
hear the
not.
story of Lilith and
To me, demons are misunderstood. There are ones out there that can be complete pains in the butt. I've dealt with those, but a lot of them are just misunderstood, just like Loki. He was misunderstood in the stories. So, no,
right, just like
in
Lilith,
my eyes,
she was
demons
misunderstood.
are not. Yeah, Lilith was misunderstood. Hecate, misunderstood. In my eyes, honestly, no, demons are not fully bad unless they choose that path. And I mean, honestly, demons are literally, a lot of them, unless they were physically made in hell. Demons are human beings whose souls were cast down, and they became what we know that they are. Because honestly, I'm sure it's not all that great being down in hell. And for whatever reason you wound up there in the first place, that just gives you an even more reason to become the black-eyed freaking pain in the ass every witch knows.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I have family members who who practice Satanism.
Yeah.
I have
Oh, no.
family who practice, who are Christians, and but at the same time, like when we think of things like those, I mean, especially like with Satanism is a new, it's a new, I want way of life. You want to say? I mean, because it was founded in the 70s.
Satanism was
When it
founded
comes
in the
to
70s.
yeah, Satanism was founded in the 70s
Oh
by
yeah.
Anton LaVey.
Yes.
I would have thought that
But
Satanism
when it
was
comes to
still
but
around
when it comes
now.
to satanic rituals, that's been going on for thousands and thousands of years.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
satanic rituals have been going on since about the 1300s.
Gotcha.
Maybe longer. But Satanism itself, as Chris had said, it's still very new. It's only been going on since the 70s. I mean, I
Right,
can
you
give
know,
you two more pagans aspects on everything right now, and Chris knows one of them.
Gotcha,
right, you know,
gotcha.
and I mean,
Yeah, I mean, to me, paganism's interesting, but Satanism isn't. You know, just for
Fair
me,
point.
like to hear
You
about
got
it.
a
But
fair point.
yeah, but
well,
I like
but
because
but
I mean,
actually,
I own two businesses. One is obviously the one Mr. Mustachios. The other one is Celtic Chaos. So I have a Celtic store, an Irish craft store, and I've been noticing like a lot of things have old rituals on them,
Yeah.
and I didn't know if that was pagan rituals or if it was different types of rituals with the Irish. But I mean, they were pagans as well before Christians.
Yeah. They were mostly, if I remember correctly, the Druids hailed from Ireland and Scotland.
Yeah. Yep.
And honestly, when it comes to the old ways and stuff, that's exactly how us in Valhalla Calling teach our members. We teach the old ways.
Yeah, that's kind of neat because I want to learn some of the old ways.
There's
Maybe we might start
old
talking
ways.
a tiny bit more so I can hear more. But
yeah, I mean,
If you want, Chris can give you my Facebook.
awesome. Yeah, we'll share information later.
I mean,
yeah,
there's
most
the
definitely.
new ways of paganism, which that just reminds me of baby witches off of TikTok or Timu witches. It annoys me.
Yeah, that's not really what I meant when I wanted to learn it. But yeah, I get what you're
There's
saying.
the old ways. There's the old ways that are still followed. And then you get the two mixed up and nobody knows like the actual truth.
Right, that's it. Yeah, yep.
There are sagas missing about Norse mythology from either the gods, Vikings and shield maidens. There are things missing even to this day. We just have to go based off of what we know.
Yeah.
Or off of what our ancestors knew if we were able to trace it back.
Yeah, and it's good to learn your history and your heritage, whether that heritage is, Spanish, whether the heritage is, paganism or Viking or Valhalla or Muslim. It's neat to learn religion. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think it's really important. You should really know where you came from. I mean, a lot of people don't, but with new technology and there's free services out there. If people don't know, if you want to look up your family history, genealogy, you can definitely go to Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They have a free genealogy website
Oh, I didn't
that
know
you
that.
can
That's good to know.
actually go to. Is completely free.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it has like, abundance of information, like, the other major genealogy website, but close enough for you to do like any type of research. That's how I did the research, of Baytown and the people who lived in Baytown and, dug deeper into, their life, their family's life before they even came to, Baytown. So there's a lot of really good references. So definitely check that out, and you know what, Dave, I think because, it is it's not October, it's September. No, it is October. It's October
Yeah, no, it's
1st
October
today,
1st.
right?
Yeah, yesterday was the last day of September.
Yep.
Yeah,
October 1st.
so I just think we should just have witches bitches. You know what I'm
Witches,
saying?
bitches.
I love
Witches,
that.
bitches.
Listen, I love
Like
bitches
all
and I
the
love
way
witches,
to
so that
like
works out great.
Halloween. Witches,
Hey, it's
bitches
time for the
month,
witches to come out. It's time
All
for
right,
the
well then all right, well then I have a contest then. So here, I'll make it an actual contest. Everybody's got 15 days. Send me your craziest, sexiest, amazingest witch costume picture, and we'll post it on Mr. Mustachio's Gourmet Snacks, and we'll have what they call the picking of the witch. And whoever the picking of the witch is, the winner of the witch gets to pick the next flavor of our beef jerky starting off in the new year.
Look, and which bitch could be AI generated? So if you want to put your
I
head
don't know about that.
on, oh come
Do you
on,
want
that's
to
the
do?
fun
Do you want
part
to do
of
it
it.
AI generated, or do you want to do
I'll have to come up with a costume.
AI generated or real costume?
The only costume I already have is Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters because I did it for my son's birthday.
All right, fair enough. But I think AI would be cheating. I want to see an
AI would be cheating, Chris.
Yeah.
I have
want
Yeah,
to
but
see a
you know
real
what?
life
But
witch.
AI is so fun. Okay, like you can do like
No,
really
AI. Listen,
incredible,
okay, so Chris,
funny.
We'll let
stuff
you do an
and
AI witch,
AI.
but everybody else has to be a real witch.
That's not hard for
Look.
me. My altar is literally in my freaking kitchen with my tarot cards and my pendulums and my Ouija board.
Okay, all right. Well, I
Yeah,
have my warlocks. I have a warlock's coat. So when I go to judge everybody, I'll put my warlock's coat
Oh
on.
damn!
I'll change my hat from the Buffalo Bills to something different, and then yeah, I'll be the judge.
That'll work. We are actually
Yeah, I
thinking
think we need to
about
find some.
doing
I think we need
a
to find some
pumpkin.
witches, bitches.
Valhalla Calling is actually thinking about doing a pumpkin carving contest.
Oh, nice. I'll enter. Let me know.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
as soon as I get it up, we will. I'll share it out.
Okay, that's awesome. I have one of the coolest like war pig pumpkins I did for somebody
We do
for
have a rule,
for
though.
Ozzy Osbourne.
We do have a rule though.
Oh,
You got to be in the family. You got to be in the family. We're a small, tight little group.
all right.
The only reason why we have this rule is because we had a council meeting today. We recently just broke an alliance with somebody. I won't get into those details, but
well, hey, I got to cut y'all short because we are going to be off the air. Thank you so much, Aaron, for coming on tonight. Thank you, Dave, for being my co-host. I greatly appreciate it. And coming up next, we have Mr. Nathan Elwell. So please don't miss out on that. And thank you guys. And we're probably going to have Witches Bitches Month. Okay. So we're going to have some witches on. All right. Even if we have you again on, Aaron, that'd be great.
I'll be a part of it.
Me too.
Awesome.
Also, my mom said next time you want.
All right, man. Y'all take care. And thank you. Thank you for coming on. And thank you, audience, for joining in.
Bye. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching.